I really love the book Art of the Start, probably because as an entrepreneurial consultant, it's so pertinent for me. I read the book 4 or 5 years after I started my business, and it's one of those books that I always say, I really wish I would have had the book right when I started. Not only that, not only has it been good for me and my business, but I'm quoting it all the time. In fact, I led a class this morning on strategic planning. I brought the book, I read from the book, and that's just one of the many times that I've been able to use the book in my business and for the people that I work with. I really believe that for people who are starting organizations, like small businesses, nonprofits, maybe even some kind of a club, that they would find it most useful. The way Art of the Start is organized is in chapters that all begin with the art of. So there's a chapter on the art of partnering, the art of pitching, the art of writing a business plan. What I love about the way Guy Kawasaki writes, it's like he's right there talking to you. He takes a very practical approach to something that can be complex. Starting a business or starting any organization can be very complex. But he just takes a very, practical, no-nonsense approach. He talks to you as if you're right there. My favorite chapter of the book is called The Art of Bootstrapping. And the reason that I like that is because I think pretty much every business owner that I know is a bootstrapper. What bootstrapping means is that you're kind of starting your business or your organization by pulling on one boot at a time. We don't have venture money. In fact, we don't typically start out with a lot of money. So we're every single penny that we make, we're earning, and we're figuring out along the way how to make that money. So cash flow is a big deal. One of the reasons that I really appreciate that chapter in this book is that Guy Kawasaki is actually a venture capitalist. So you would kind of think that he would be all about venture capital and how do you write a business plan and making a good presentation to potential investors. And he does address that. But actually, I think the shortest chapter in the book is the art of writing a business plan. And he says, hey, we've got to talk about this. But I really don't think it's the most important thing for you to know as you're starting an organization. So, where I said, he really just talks right to you in a very practical voice, that's an example of what I mean. In The Art of Bootstrapping, that chapter, he gives just really practical advice about what's the first, second, and third thing to do. He talks about how important it is to get your message down and be able to communicate that with people, how to focus on cash flow above anything else. You've got to have money coming in. He even says that if you have any capacity to be a consultant, you may have to go out there and just find a couple of gigs, get somebody to pay you a couple $100s for your advice while you're building your business. And with my practical experience of working with people in startup, I know that that's the truth. It's what we have to do. So I guess one of the reasons that I not only like the book, but I love the chapter Art of Bootstrapping is he's right. And I know he's right because I live this every day. I recommend this book for anybody who is in a period of starting anything. And my experience is that even if you're later stage in business, you're still starting things. So I think that there's value in the book. I'm going to kind of place a caveat on that, though. This is a perfect book to read in a group style because every chapter, every sentence, every word is going to mean something different to somebody. When I've talked to people about this book, I've gotten feedback from them. When I've talked to people who have read the book, I've gotten interaction with them. So I really think this is a perfect book to come together in a group-style book study. I'd like to invite you to participate, actually, in a book study with me. I'm going to facilitate a book study on The Art of the Start, again, because it's been so much, had so much impact on me and my business, and I think it will for you too. So what I'd like to do is invite you, and for you to invite your friends and colleagues, to participate with me in the E-Driven Book Club's book study of Art of the Start by Guy Kawasaki. I really hope you'll join me.